Will our pets be in heaven? This might come across as just kind of a simple question, but I love this question because when you begin to reflect upon kind of the background of this question and the broader question behind it, it gives you a chance to talk about and think about creation and our relationship to the animal world and the redemption of all things in Christ, as well as teachings about the end times and what Revelation is describing to us is going to happen when God makes the new heavens and the new earth. So that simple question, will our pets be in heaven, actually is a door through which we can walk into a number of other rooms to ask really big, important questions about who we are and our relationship to the world and what we await when Christ comes again to recreate all things. So think about this question along these lines. Note, first of all, that when you go to Genesis chapter 2, already we see that there is a unique relationship that humanity has with the animals that we don't have with the celestial bodies, the sun, moon, and stars, or that we don't have with dirt or rocks or water. Why? Because when it came time to name the animals, God didn't simply give them names. He had Adam give them names. He brought these animals to Adam, and then Adam bestowed a name upon each of these animals. So right away, we understand there's a unique relationship between humanity and the animals, a relationship that we don't share with other parts of creation. And then go forward a few chapters to the story of the flood. And once more, we see that there's a unique relationship between Noah and his family and the animals, because we're told that it was the animals that God commanded Noah to bring on board the ship. So once more, Adam is sort of a prefigurement of Noah here. And Noah and his family, along with the animals, are in what you might think of as a floating Eden as they're in that ark, awaiting the waters to subside, to dry up, so that they can step forth into a purged creation. So 2 times in Genesis, in those opening chapters, we have pictured for us by God this unique connection that we have with animals. Now, of course, there's all sorts of problems that arise because of the advent of sin into the world. Problems that also connect with people and animals. Now there are animals, of course, which are dangerous to us as well as we dangerous to them. The bond between humanity and animals was misfigured, was broken, was maligned in a number of ways, so that there's no longer the kind of peace and concord that existed between humanity and the animals in the Garden of Eden. But that doesn't mean that somehow this relationship has entirely ceased. It's just much more complicated now. Now, with that kind of in mind, let's get to the question itself. Will our pets go to heaven? Well, here we need to think about what life is going to be like, not only after our death in heaven, but we have to look even farther than that and think about what God has in store ultimately for us in the new creation. You see, when believers die, we don't simply go to heaven and then that is our everlasting destination. When believers die, yes, we go to be with Christ in paradise. We go to be with him in heaven. But that is not the ultimate goal that God has for us. The ultimate goal that God has for us, which is talked about in the Old Testament as well as the New Testament, is life, a physical, bodied, resurrected life in the new heavens and the new earth. And I think that's actually where we need to take this question. So rather than asking, will our pets be in heaven, let's ask the bigger question, will animals be part of the new creation? Because to answer that question directly, will our pets be in heaven, we're never given any promise that that is going to be the case. Will there be animals in heaven? Well, we're really not given any promise that that's the case either. But will there be animals in the new creation? There's every indication that yes, there certainly will be. In fact, if you go back to the prophet Isaiah, both chapter 65 as well as chapter 11, you have images of the new creation. And part of the images of the peace and the tranquility and the joy and the happiness of this life in the new heavens and the new earth is pictured under the guise of animals. So Isaiah writes, for instance, chapter 65, verse 25, that the wolf and the lamb shall graze together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. So not only is there going to be a restored peace between humanity and the animals, but there's also a peace that exists in this new creation between those who are in this broken, fallen world, natural enemies or predator and prey. Isaiah also says in chapter 11, verse 6, that the wolf will dwell with the lamb, and the leopard will lie down with the kid and the calf, and the young lion and the fatling together, and the little boy will lead them. So Isaiah is picturing for us life in the new creation. This is after the return of Christ, after the current heavens and earth have been destroyed by fire, and we have a new heavens and a new earth. And the picture that Isaiah paints is of a perfect restored world where you have humanity with the animals. The animals are all getting along. People are all getting along with the animals. This is the image we have of what life is going to be like in the new heavens and the new earth. And ultimately, that is where we need to take this question. So will our individual pets be in the new creation? I hope so. But we're neither told that they will be or that they won't be. So unless the scriptures give us an answer to that question, we cannot give an answer to that question. We can hope, we can wish, but ultimately that will be God's decision. We do know that life in the new creation will be perfect, and so we're not going to be disappointed when we get there. So maybe our pets will be in the new creation, maybe they won't be, but will there be animals in the new creation? Absolutely. There's every indication that when God restores all things, when he creates everything anew, that not only will we who are believers in Christ be there with our physical resurrected bodies, but that we will enjoy the kind of creation that we enjoy now, except no longer with all of its imperfections and its dangers and its threats and its spiritual perils and all of that. Instead, it's going to be a perfect world that will no doubt have most all of the elements of creation that we have today, and perhaps even more, including the animal world, where we will have things better than Adam and Eve had in paradise, because no longer will there be any threats, no longer will there be any dangers. Instead, there's going to be this perfect peace and concord between humanity and the animal world. And this is all made possible because in Christ we have a restoration of all things. Paul in Romans 8 talks about how the creation itself is groaning in expectation for the revealing of the sons of God. So creation has been subjected to frustration and futility and eventually death because of sin. And in Christ, all creation has been redeemed, restored, so that it's not just humanity that's going to enjoy this new life when Christ returns again. We're going to enjoy this in the presence of all creation. The creator of heaven and earth sent his son in order to redeem us as sinners, but also to create for us the kind of redemptive joy that we will receive and enjoy in the new heavens and the new earth, along with the animals. So hopefully that is an answer to your question. Thanks for watching.